Greetings everyone, I hope you are fine. I hope you are doing well. This video is specifically for South Africans. However, Africans in general are not excluded as well. I just want you to watch this video and tell me what you think.
Julius, Mr. EFF. I don't know why you want to take land away from the white man. Because, and then do what with it? Hey, do what? Farming? Let me show you something. Your comrades are 5 steps ahead of you. Check right next to the highway. Right over there. Hey, they're plowing and planting already. Check that. See the brown patches? Check the side here. Hey? All the way up there. Now, they didn't have to hurt anyone. They didn't have to kill anyone for the land. They're just doing it peacefully. And you know what? They're going to get such lack of vegetables, mealies from here, and you're not going to get any of that. I'm telling you, they make you look like a spoogo. But you know what? If you want a piece of this, you need to come and work with your comrades here in the hot sun. It's like 32 degrees today. So I think you need to rethink your plan. All right. Julius, Mr. EFF.
Africans, I acknowledge you. You know, the reason addressing Julius Malema this way, hey, Julius, Mr. EFF, is because of how we let these people address us. In most cases, we tolerate this. They get this from us. That is why it's easy for this man to switch on his camera to say, you know what? What do I see here around me? Okay? I see people are farming. Okay? What comes in my mind right now? It's EFF. It's Julius Malema. Let me just address him anyhow, without any respect. You know, to be honest, I don't like ANC, but I cannot just address them anyhow. The councillors and the mayors of ANC, those that I've come across, I know that they are not doing their job, but I cannot just address them anyhow, like, hey, Mr. ANC or Mrs. ANC. I cannot do that at all. But where do these guys get the guts to address us like this? It's because of us. It's because we have allowed them. If maybe you can just imagine, there's someone maybe you know, if they don't do this to you, if they don't address you like this, you know someone whom they address him or her like this, and they are fine, and everything is fine. This is disrespect. Why? Because the suggestion of an African doesn't mean anything. An opinion of an African doesn't mean anything. Who you are to think about land. Why? Because you are foolish. Because you are not educated. Because you don't know anything. Because you are not creative. In other words, the only thing that you deserve is to work in the sun. When it's 32 degrees Celsius, when it's 40 degrees Celsius, you have to work there. And by the grace of God, God has given us that gift, that ability. We can work even when it's 40 degrees. We can work out there and without any problem. But here is the thing. This guy is even pointing to people who don't have enough resources. Because if you can check those people who are working there, yes, they are working the land, because there's absolutely nothing they can do. But they don't have resources. And he didn't even speak about them not having enough resources. In other words, we only deserve to take care maybe of a small piece of land, a small plot of land. This is where this is what we deserve, according to him. Why? Because we are too foolish to take the land or to work the land. That is why they've put this in your mind, to think that there's absolutely nothing you can do with the land. That is why I have my brothers and sisters that I always check. Because every time we talk about land, they're like, no, we don't have resources. We don't have skill. We don't have ability to. Why? Because they've been programmed to think like that since they were young. In other words, we only deserve to have like a piece of garden behind your house. That piece of garden should solve all of your problems, according to this man. You cannot go to Asia and dictate them how to do their business. But this is what this guy is doing in South Africa. Why? It's because we are too welcoming and we allow them to talk to us anyhow. You have to check these people. If someone disrespects you, you have to check them. That is why sometimes I even check my fellow Africans, my fellow South Africans. Why? Because they have this mentality of thinking that you can communicate with your brother anyhow. You can talk to your brother anyhow you want to. Because they've learned this to the very same people. To the very same people. In different workplaces, you'll find out that there's someone, even if that person is a manager, you'll find out that they talk to him or her anyhow. Fellow Africans, you need to wake up. You need to wake up. So when we talk about the expropriation of land, when EFF talks about expropriation of land, Umkhonto talks about expropriation of land, they know what are they talking about. They know the reason people voted for them, the reason about 5 million to 6 million voted for progressive political parties is because they trust those people. It's because they know why they voted for these people. And we know what we expect them to do with the land. We know that. That is why we voted for these political parties. And now someone wants to confuse us and say, you know what? You cannot do anything with you cannot do anything with the land. Sometimes even if they are right, even if they are right, you have to check them based on how they communicate. This land was taken from South Africans by force. That is why we have many people who are like, we need our land back in order to solve our problems. Unfortunately, we have those political parties that are like, we are in a forefront when it comes to leading this battle to fight for our land. We have MK, we have EFF, we have many other organizations, and we should not disrespect those organizations, because you cannot say, hey, Mr. EFF. There are people who voted for EFF, and they have to be respected. They have to be respected. So this is what I just wanted to say. I'm like, fellow Africans, I acknowledge you. I understand very well that deep down in your hearts, you are kind. You are kind people, and you are welcoming. But you should never tolerate any disrespect, especially in your own land.